Okay, this is the fence post that Mike Johns spotted. I'm going to turn around and get the shot of the orange markings on the tree, which are approximately 30 yards from the post. Okay, here's the crew approximately 60 yards north of the point where the fence post was.
Yeah, we're looking across.
Am I on now?
Ridge we're seeing.
According to Edison Notah,
And it flattens out.
yes, and Pat Velasco, the flames over here to the northwest were on the ridge up where those trees are that are burned out. The flames immediately to the west of where the Perryville and the Navajo crews were, the bottom of the Perryville crew and the top of the Navajo crew, were approximately a third of the way down on the west ridge of the canyon, which I am photographing right now. And then I'm now looking down into the canyon itself, immediately below where the dozer line proceeded out of the canyon from the stream bed and up into the Bonita Creek area. There's a view of the dozer line as you proceed north on it. I'm now taking a picture of a stump that was cut by the Perryville crew, identified by Pat Velasco, the fire management officer, as being the type of cut the Perryville crew, which he often found was made by the Perryville crew. Edison Notah is standing by the saw cut that I just filmed a moment ago. He's now going to point off to the west in the area where the flames were as you look west. Go ahead and do that, Ed. Alright, and then he's now going to point over to the northwest where they saw flames on the ridge area. Go ahead, Ed. Speak real loud. Speak real loud.
Up there, the northwest, that slope up there, you can see the flames crowning out.
And over here to the west, where were they?
And to the west, the fire was creeping down the slope there. It wasn't crowning, it was on the ground.
Approximately a third of the way down?
Yeah, right there. Perryville crew was cutting, we were swamping and throwing the brush back across the cat line.
And so the Perryville crew was working from here north, and your crew was working from here south, and you folks...
We were intermixed.
You were intermixed?
Yeah.
All right. And some of you folks were swamping for some of the Perryville people?
Right.
Who were using the saws?
Right.
Hang on, let me just get an overview.
We were right here swamping.
Just a minute, I don't think you started recording yet.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, we were swamping right here. The fire was rolling over that peak there. It was creeping down this ridge and it was crowning on the other side of this western ridge. It was rolling then. The sky was turning black. You could see orange spots all over coming over there. My cousin, he was picking up a shrub and tossing his, look out for me, how's it look? So then I walked, I think I was right there, and I came back to this little slope here, close to this fence. Then I said, run. Then everyone kind of looked up and took a little run, but they hesitated. So I walked down here and I said, all right, everyone, run.
Why did you tell them to run?
Instinct.
Well, what did you see over there?
I just heard like thunder, you know, rolling, trees burning up. It looked like it was moving then. It was really moving. And I told everyone to run. So everyone just started running.
Where did the flames come from that you observed that started to come towards you?
Over this western, on the other side of the western ridge. Right here to the west. You could see the top of the flames start coming over the top. And that's when I told everyone to run.
So the flames that you saw that were coming towards you that got your attention weren't the flames that you saw on the west ridge and on the northwest ridge, but they were flames that were coming over the top faster. Is that what you're saying?
In the crowns?
In the crowns?
It was like a swirling wind, you know, with flame and smoke.
That it came over the top.
No,
No.
really over the top. It was going like to the south. It was going to the south on the other side of this ridge here. But it was moving. That's when you gotta move. 'Cause it's really scary when things happen like that. Especially when the sky turns black.
How quickly did they come at you?
The flames.
How fast was it moving towards you?
It's kind of hard to tell because once we started running, we just started running.
Did you feel like you had very much time to get out of there?
Not really.
Seconds or minutes?
Seconds.
Good stuff, too.
I'll probably ask you a few questions as we go through.
And
Ready?
walk wherever it was you were walking to.
Don't
When you
start
walked up
immediately. When you
Ready? Okay, squad 1, Naval Scouts 2 were working right here with the Perryville crew. They had the chainsaws, they were cutting, we were swamping. The fire was crowning up that northwest ridge, creeping down the western ridge. I heard a thunder-like sound, and the sky got real black. And my cousin goes, "How's it look? Watch out for me." So I stepped back from everyone, and I walked over here. I tried to look to the north, but I couldn't see anything because of the tree line. So I came back a little ways, maybe about 5 yards, and came up this little slope here. And I looked up to the northwest and to the west, and you could hear the thundering roll of a firestorm. Sounds like thunder. You could see the smoke really rolling, the flames. The sky was getting black. So I got scared, and that's when I told everyone to run. So I came down. People started running, but some of them stopped. So then I told everyone to run. And right there, everything kind of happened too fast for me to remember. All I remember is starting to run. I don't remember if I threw my tool down, but people just started running. And all I could see was about maybe 10, 15, 20 yellow shirts in front of me. So we took off down Walkmore Canyon. We started running as fast as you can.
And the people that were running included Perryville people.
Right. So everybody that was here started running. I don't think there was anyone back here. They were all in front right here. We're all right here. I was kind of like in the back with Eldon and Lewis.
Okay, and the flames that you saw were coming in what direction up there on that ridge?
Okay, the flames were moving southward. They were crowning on the other side of the ridge, but they were spotting. They were spotting to the south of us. The flames, it was already burning up there, and you could hear a firestorm on the other side, north of us. But you couldn't see it because of the trees. The vegetation was real thick.
So what you
So
saw
all
when
you,
excuse me. Go ahead.
you could see the flames right there,
Yes.
and up there, but you can't see it from here but all you could see was the sky. It turned black. So everyone started running, and so people started throwing their tools, you know. But it happened real fast.
Seconds or minutes?
Seconds. Matter of seconds.
What was up there on that ridge that you saw in form of,
was-
you indicated it was kind of a roaring sound up on that ridge. Was it moving in a southerly direction?
You
Or
couldn't
the
really
westerly
tell
direction. All right.
what direction it was moving because it was smoky, it was black. You couldn't tell what direction, you know, everything just comes through your head real quick and you get scared, kind of like a panicky. You get kind of like panic, but
That's
you
enough.
can't panic. No, because I was always filming
I know what he was talking about.
Question about that? Yeah,
Okay, this film is being taken approximately 100 yards up from the position that Edison Nota was in, and just prior to a dog leg in the road.
You know, you might want to step out of this picture going up there, Mike. You could stay there, guys.
Pat Velasco, I'm the District Fire
Yeah.
Management Officer for the Payson Ranger District. At the time that I came down this fire line, I could see off in the southwesterly direction that the fire had come over that little ridge and was at the upper third. The fire behavior was a fairly low intensity. I estimate that the flame lengths were about a foot high. The fire was just backing down. Off on this end, off that peak there, I could see fire on the back side was licking, coming up that little peak there, and I could see it burning, those trees that you can see that are burned there. Flame lengths were probably in the 20 to 40 foot length. Fire was fairly aggressive. Estimating the fire behavior at that time was at a moderate rate of spread. They always pretty much make that kind of a rate of spread going up slopes. What I've been asked to talk about is when I came down this fire line, I came onto some crews, and in this general area, I met up with the members of the Perryville crew. And one of the things that I can remember so well is that they were cutting brush and swamping some of the brush on the backside of the fire line. And I've looked at some of these stumps, these brush stumps and small tree stumps along here, and they're very indicative of the typical of the cuts that I can remember that the Perryville crew was making. They had the chainsaws were McCulloch chainsaws, and when I had come up the first time, I met one of their members of their crew sharpening his saw or working on his saw, and he was complaining about poor performance in the saw. And I have noticed that some of these stumps are cut irregularly, like indicative of a poorly sharpened chainsaw. And I have found the last evidence of some of their work right here. This is pretty indicative of some of the work that they were performing and doing. And this is the last one that I found right here.
I want to just say that the
Clarification on the chainsaw's performance. What I mentioned before was not indicated that the operators were poor chainsaw operators. What it indicates is probably somewhere in the work process they probably dinged a rock. That means that the chain struck a rock, and what that will do is that will cause one side of the chain to be to cut crooked. And this is what I've discovered was typical of some of their cuts.
identify yourself as a hot
Hi, my name is Edison Nota, member of the Naval Scouts number 2, Winter Rock, Arizona. I live in Fort Defiance. The address is box 515, Fort Defiance, Arizona.
At this time, we have moved up about 100 yards up from that last evidence of where the Perryville crew had been working with their saw. What we have here is we have some larger pieces of ponderosa pine that had been cut by the crew in this area, which I believe to be the Alpine Hotshots. And I can believe they're the Alpine because I remember talking to Brian Kai, who used to work for us, who was with the Hotshot crew at that time. And I remembered a crew bucking logs in this general area. And here's the logs that they had bucked up and put them on this side of the fire line. Okay, we're now at the close to the northwest corner of the Bonita Creek subdivision, private property. And we have been following the dozer line from Walkmore Canyon. We left Walkmore Canyon, we came onto the private property. This dozer line proceeds on the back side of that cabin and then proceeds out onto the forest. And this is as far as we built line, or dozer line, in the subdivision.
This will be the highest point on the ridge east of Walkmore. Here you can see the power lines and a water tank.